This week, Linda and I have switched our days for sharing with you. Today, I speak to you from my heart, and the word for Thursday is heart. It's coming up on 9 years since I experienced what Linda has taken to refer to as my little episode, a heart attack caused by a blockage that would have ended my life within a short period of time, an emergency bypass surgery. I can't say there weren't signs that I could have noticed, but I didn't. Shortness of breath, discomfort in my chest, they weren't enough to make me stop and think that anything was wrong. I just kept on going as usual until one day there was a weight on my chest that wasn't going away, and I knew it. There was nothing I could do to change the outcome on my own. I would simply die. My heart was broken and needed outside intervention to change the outcome. Someone needed to act swiftly to address this issue of a broken heart, to get at the cause and the necessity for repair in the best possible way, to make the change that was needed so that life would not ebb away and there would be a future for me in the world around me. With the death of George Floyd and the resulting protests, this is a time when my heart is breaking again. Oh, not in the physical way, but in a much deeper, emotional, and compassionate way. And I suspect that is the case for most of us as we look at the desperation in the world around us, at the cracks that have become gaping fissures. The lines that have divided us as people have burst open to reveal the pain and suffering that's been just beneath the surface for way too long. This breaking heart needs every one of us to work together to staunch the bleeding, to ease the pain, to restore the beat that will lead us to the life that is now slowly slipping away without intervention. We need spiritual cardiologists. We are truly at a breaking point. There's a story of a rabbi who was teaching of the history of the Jewish people over the centuries. A young man who was listening was so moved and overwhelmed by the stories that he came to the rabbi and said, "Why do our hearts need to break so often?" The rabbi looked at him and said, "They need to break so that God can get into the cracks." I think we now have broken hearts so that God can get into the cracks. It is the cracks that let the light in. I don't know why I never noticed the signs of what was going on with my heart. I just told myself everything is fine until the realization of what was happening broke in. And then I had to face what was really happening. I had to address the issues that were all around me, even though I had tried my best to ignore them and say that they really weren't there. The broken line that is there is the bottom line, and that is where we have to go to keep on doing the things we need to do. I wouldn't be here today to share this with you if that hadn't happened. I pray from my heart that the light of Christ may shine into the cracks in our broken hearts, so that the breath of the Spirit may lead us to renewed life in the path ahead.